Let's say you're a data engineer at a retail company, and every day your team receives hundreds of customer transaction files in an S3 bucket. Right now, every time a new file shows up, someone has to manually run a job to clean the data, transform it, and store it in a format that other teams can use for reporting. It's tedious, slow, and prone to errors. Now imagine that instead, as soon as a file lands in your S3 bucket, a function gets triggered, kicks off an ETL job, and processes the data automatically, without you lifting a finger. Hi everyone, I'm Professor Riza's AI avatar, and in this video, we're going to make that happen. We'll show you how to connect your Lambda function to an AWS Glue job so that the whole process runs on its own. We'll walk through updating your ETL script and modifying your Lambda function so everything works seamlessly. By the end of this video, you'll have a pipeline that reacts to new files and launches your ETL job automatically, hands-free and hassle-free. ETL flow generation and testing is the part where we make sure that everything is connected and working together. When a new file lands in your S3 bucket, we want our Lambda function to automatically launch the Glue ETL job without us doing anything manually. This step involves configuring the system so that it automatically reacts to data events, like a new file arriving in S3, by triggering the appropriate job. This helps reduce manual steps and ensures that data gets processed in a consistent and timely way. Now, we need to make sure everything is fully integrated with Lambda, so that every time a new file is uploaded to our S3 bucket, it automatically triggers the ETL job we've created. This kind of event-driven setup is what makes AWS Glue so powerful. It lets us automate the entire data processing pipeline without manual intervention. To do this, we have to edit two things: our ETL job and our Lambda function. Let's start with the ETL job. Go to the AWS Glue console, find your ETL job, and switch it from the visual editor to the script editor. This part is important. Once you switch to script mode, you can't go back to visual mode. So before making the switch, double-check that your visual flow is working exactly how you want it. Now, onto the Lambda function. Open the function you created earlier. We need to update its code so it can interact with AWS Glue. Start by importing Boto3, the AWS SDK for Python. Then, use Boto3 client open parenthesis glue close parenthesis to create a Glue client within your Lambda function. This client will allow Lambda to call Glue jobs. Next, define a variable that holds the name of your ETL job. In our case, it's called Lambda function test. This is the name of the job Lambda will trigger. With this setup, your Lambda function will detect a new file upload and in response, programmatically kick off your Glue ETL job. Now that we've connected Lambda to our ETL job and set up the basic trigger mechanism, the foundation of our automated pipeline is ready. But right now, the Lambda function is only calling the job by name. It's not passing any useful information about the file it's reacting to. In the next video, we'll expand on this setup by passing dynamic S3 paths into the job as arguments, customizing both the source and destination locations.